been trying to figure out different ways of getting resources and came across Augaze, completely forgot it's a thing. The way that it works is kind of weird though. It's available from Steel Meridian or Red Veil. Max ranks, was it 25,000 rep? Yeah. And it's got a 50% chance to drop additional loot and scan enemies into the codex at the same time. This may be worth a look. Petrify is a weird ability. The power strength cannot exceed 1, but if it goes below 1, 100% power strength, it doesn't work as efficiently. Plus then there is the whole fact that the energy drain is calculated by power strength and power duration, which of course is like how World on Fire or even Quake works for Banshee and Ember. So I just went with the tried and tested corrupt mods, I think they were called, from the Derelict Vaults. This didn't work because I have one overextend, it needs to be 1 point lower so it takes less power strength off, and then I could not have an empty intensify in here to make sure our power strength stays at 100. I really dislike this build so much, but it's the only thing I can do without forming him and then spending my time trying to get another overextend, which I probably should do, but this is why you should always keep at least one either empty mod or partly leveled mod, so you don't completely screw yourself with a fully modded mod, a max rank mod. That is going to be the downfall to me here. But there is another twist to this because I'm doing this in solo. Petrify doesn't really deal damage. Why this isn't a good idea to try and test the way I'm going to do this is using Nekros. I got 34 without boosters or anything else here, so I'm just jumping into a Derelict. Are you really... Okay, always remember, if you see that, scan them. Oh no, I don't have the scan hammer. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, hang on, what am I doing? Yeah, tin of stone. Oh no! Damn you, carrier. That's not carrier. Okay, this could work. But with Nekros, I got 34 mutagen samples without any boosters or anything else, just Nekros. So if I can get close to that in 20 minutes using this, yes, it works. This is the first problem. I can turn them to stone very efficiently. I cannot deal damage to them. This is where having a second player would help. The reason that I cannot really test this efficiently, or the way I would really like to, comes down more than anything else to the math that I have. Stop shooting me in the butt. I saw you. Is from Nekros in here by himself. So the only way I can do this fairly is to come in here by myself and see how this works. But because I can't kill them quick enough, this is already a huge fail. Some things I have noticed using this is it can take a long time to affect certain enemies, but it also seems to be stripping armor from others, which I'm not sure if Petrify is supposed to do that, but that's actually pretty effective. I'm gonna have to learn to bring a key in when I do these things. I got a little bit carried away. It might be time to actually leave now. An extra 2 minutes won't hurt. There is no way I have got anywhere near that 34 that Nekros got without the purple booster. Still had the normal resource booster, just not the purple one, which is what increases the drop rate of mutagen samples, which is what I'm basically here looking for. Annoyingly, actually got into a decent groove in there, and okay, for 20 minutes in Derelict Survival, 628 kills is pretty low. Didn't manage to die though, which I'll take the win on because that got pretty nuts at one point. But 22 mutagen samples when Nekros can get you... Okay, these numbers vary. You won't always come out of it with 34. You won't always come out of it with 22. You could come out of this with 4. You could come out of it with 40. it just depends on how many enemies you can kill, and there's a lot of different factors in the numbers, but 12 less than nekros, and this just comes down to the fact that the way Petrify works is you have to kill the enemies once you've turned them to stone. It's really hard to do by yourself, but I wanted to use those numbers anyway, and the obvious solution to this would be see if I can find a squad and go into another mission and see how effective this can actually be. Against the Grenier and the Corpus, this does work better. I was concentrating on the Infested solely because I'm still trying to get mutagen samples for the hema, which is when I came across this to begin with. On the left is Akkad using Petrify quite a lot. Not all the time, it wasn't constantly active, otherwise this number would probably be higher, but I used it a lot. And 205 endo, ignore the mutagen sample, that is, I've got a double resource thing, so if it one dropped it'll come up as two, but nearly 40,000 nanospores and over 1,000 plastids. On the right is without this ability, so on the left is with, on the right is without. I still had the Augment in there, I just didn't use the ability. 105 endo, 252 plastids, 7,520 nanospores. Even if we round that up to 10,000, that's still a quarter of what it made with it. Yes, having people here to kill the enemies that you can turn to stone makes a huge difference. If you don't have people there to actually do that, you are wasting your time doing this. So this will actually work if you have a nekros in the party as well, or in the squad. You will get even more. And 40,000 nanospores, okay, really it's more like 20,000, I do have a double resource booster still on the go. For 15 waves, that's not bad at all. The reason I'm saying ignore the mutagen sample is it's a variation. One can drop one game and none can drop the next. It's like neural sensors and neurodes. Sometimes they can be a pain to get, sometimes not so much. Mutagen samples kind of fall into the same category, sadly. They don't drop as much as the other stuff do. So against a lot of other factions, this works great. Against the Infested, not so much, because trying to turn the Ancients into stone is like trying to get blood from a stone. So we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.